Good morning. So, in yesterday's lecture, we have started the teletraffic theory part. Now, what is Erlang? It describes a traffic intensity in terms of number of hours of a resource time which is required per hour of elapsed time. Then, CCM means what? It is a centum cell second. It measures the exact same traffic intensity as the Erlang but expresses it as the number of 100-second holding time which is required per hour. So traffic register samples stations every 100 seconds per hour to check for busy since there are 36 sets of 100 seconds in an hour. Now there are some fundamental relations. The first is PASTA, that is for Poisson arrival process, which is exponential inter arrival time. In steady state, the distribution of existing call at an arbitrary instant is equal to the distribution of calls just prior to a call arrival epochs. This relationship is called PASTA, that is Poisson arrival C time average, because this probability is equal to the average time fraction of calls which is existing when observed over a sufficiently long period. Then the next is Markov property. Next fundamental relation is Markov property. If the inter-arrival time is exponentially distributed, then the residual time seen at an arbitrary time instant is also exponential with same parameter. So a model with the inter-arrival time and the service time both exponentially distributed is called Markovian model. Otherwise it is called non-Markovian model. Then the third is lit formula. That means the formula n is equal to lambda w is called little formula. Now what is n? Here n means the mean number of customers in the system, and lambda is mean arrival rate and w is mean waiting time in the system. So n means what? N is the mean number of customer in the system. Lambda is mean arrival rate, and W is mean waiting time in the system. So we have to note here that the little formula applies to any stationary system where customers are not created or lost in the system. Then the next is loss formula. The probability of an arbitrary customer which is being lost is given by P loss equal to 1 minus phi by rho. Now what is that rho? It is offered load, and phi is the probability that the server is idle. So the formula is called the loss formula, and it is also valid for a multi-server system, with rho being interpreted to the mean load per server, and phi is probability that arbitrarily chosen server is idle. Now the next relation is unfinished work versus number in the system. So in a constant service timetable server system, we have the relation between the unfinished work V in the system and the number of customers X in the system xt equal to Vt. So based on this, we have the identity P into bracket x of t greater than n, which is equal to P into bracket Vt greater than n, where n is an integer. Now packet loss probability versus queue length tail probability. Now consider a discrete time, that is G by D by 1 system with fixed length packet arrivals. An upper bound for the sale loss probability can be given by P loss is less than equal to P of. Now what is rho? It is load, and next is the queue length in hypothetical infinite capacity queue. Then the next is the by G by 1 queue. The queuing system with a Poisson's arrival, the general service time distributions, and a single server is very important category in teletraffic theory. So the notations use: W is used for waiting time in the queue, T is used for response time in the system, and Q is number of customers in the queue, N is number of customers in the system, and S is service time. So the average now general queuing system. The general queuing system, that is G by N Q, these are usually difficult to solve, but there are subclasses that can be handled more easily than others. So for example, the G by M by 1 queuing system is less useful than M by G by 1 in data network, but the analysis is simpler than its dual pair. A remarkable result of G by 1 system is integral equation, and it gives a stationary waiting time distribution. Then teletraffic technique. Now beyond the classical queuing methods, there are numerous approximation bounds technique to handle a teletraffic system. So the fluid flow approximation is very useful technique when in the time scale under investigation we have lots of traffic unit. So in this case we can treat it as a continuous flow like fluid entering a piping system. We can define A of t and D of t to be a random variable describing the number of arrivals and departures respectively in 0 of t. So the number of customers in the system at time t is n of t equal to at minus dt, assuming that initially the system is empty. By the weak law of large number, when a of t gets large, it gets close to its mean, and this is the same for d of t. So the fluid flow approximation simply replaces a of t and d of t by their means, which are continuous deterministic process. So fluid flow model are frequently used in teletraffic modeling. Now, the fluid flow approximation uses a mean value, and the variability in the arrival and departure process is not taken into account. So, the diffusion of approximation extend this model by modeling this variability by the normal distribution around the mean. So, diffusion approximation are also applied to solve a difficult queuing system. For example, uh, in the complex G by G by 1 system, the queue length distribution can be obtained by a diffusion method. So, an approach based on the information theory, which is called maximum entropy method, it is often useful in solving teletraffic system. So, the basis is Knowledge principle of insufficient reason, which states that all events over a sample space should have the same probability unless there is evidence to the contrary. The entropy of random variable is minimum when its value is certain. The entropy is maximum when its value is uniformly distributed, because the outcome of an event has a maximum uncertainty. The idea is that the entropy be maximized subject to any additional evidence. The method is successfully used, for example, in queuing theory. A number of other methods have also been developed, like a queuing network with several solving techniques, fixed point methods, decomposition technique, etc. Interesting readers should refer to the. A number of other methods have also been developed, like queuing network with a several solving technique, fixed point method. Now, why do we need this teletraffic theory? The waiting delay at the output buffer in a network router, depending on the traffic to be served. So, throughout the use, that is a useful transmission in wireless network with a random access. If transmission may collide, then how could the throughput change if the number of packets to be same double? So basically, the queuing system means what? It is an abstract model of the resource sharing system, which is buffer and servers. So customers arrive, wait, get served, and leave the queuing system. The customer can get blocked, service can be interrupted. The traffic theory has relied on a limit theorems as an effective modeling paradigm. So, the best known example along these lines in many color regime, this celebrated result identifies the Poisson's process as the robust model for call arrival to a telephone exchange. So, the approach has been emulated many times over in a number of different settings. Vice versa, a Poisson's process for describing the aggregation of very large number of bursty data source, and this limiting approach is a natural one of modeling telecommunication system where a problem of resource allocation becomes more pressing, hence more interesting. So there are several potential benefits to this modeling process. First, model simplification with the promise of scalability typically occur when applying limit theorem. Irrelevant details are filtered out without relying on ad hoc assumption. Secondly, limit theory is central to the modern theory of probability and as such has been the focus of huge literature with result and technique. The communication network, the teletraffic theory, and application group, or for simplicity, the teletraffic group is a part of wire communication and information technology laboratory in the division of telecommunication and information technology of the electrical and computer engineering department. Now, what is traffic intensity? So, traffic density and traffic intensity. Traffic density is defined as the number of simultaneous calls at a given moment The traffic intensity, it represents the average traffic density, or we can say occupancy, during any 1 hour period. So occupancy is any use of a traffic resource which is regardless of whether or not a connection is completed. So the amount of traffic is described by a traffic intensity. By definition, traffic intensity, it is a product of the arrival rate and the mean holding time. The traffic intensity is dimensions quantity. So the unit of traffic intensity is also called as furlongs. Now the occupancy is the probability of finding it is the probability of finding the trunk busy, which is equal to the proportion of time for which the trunk is busy. Then traffic intensity, it is a measure of average occupancy of resource during a specified period of time, and the normally a busy hour. The traffic intensity offered by each user is A is equal to mu h. Now h is what? It is average holding time of call. Mu is average number of call requested per hour. If there are u users and an unspecified number of channel, then total offered traffic intensity is given by UA alone. So busy hour traffic is called by busy hour into mean call hold time. So in lost system, some calls are lost. A call is lost if all n channels are occupied when the call arrives, and the term blocking refer to this event. There are at least two different types of blocking quantities. One is call blocking, that is BC, probability that an arriving call finds all n channel occupied equal to the fraction of calls that are lost. And the next is the time blocking, that is PT, the probability that all n channels are occupied at an arbitrary time, which is equal to the fraction of the time that all n channels are occupied. So the two blocking quantities are not necessarily equal. If the call arrives according to a Poisson's process, then BC is equal to BT. So the call blocking is better measure for the quality of the service experienced by the subscriber, but typically the time blocking is easier to calculate.